A high-speed chase from one state to another. Details in just minutes.
And right now we're only seeing the rain over in Dallas, but that will make its way to the Arklatex today. I'll tell you more about it at 8.
Do you think kids should continue wearing masks in school? Well, we've got the latest CDC guidance coming up.
Broadcasting live, KSLA News 12 starts now.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us for our weekend edition of KSLA News 12. This morning, I'm Destiny Patterson, but first, let's take a look outside on our DOTD traffic cameras. The roadway has just cleared up from I-20 at I-220 following a crash that happened around 5:15 this morning. And while you were sleeping, Shreveport police rushed to the 3100 block of Portland Avenue where a juvenile was shot to death. It happened just before 1 o'clock this morning. Police tell us a small gray vehicle with multiple passengers pulled up and opened fire. They say others at the scene ran away, and we'll keep you updated as we learn more. And over on North Market Street, 3 men walked into a Raceway gas station demanding money. They were armed with at least one silver handgun, and officers say one of them was wearing short green sweats. At this time, there are no known injuries. An armed suspect started a high-speed chase in Bossier Parish yesterday, and it ended in Harrison County with a lengthy standoff on I-20. Traffic was stalled for hours between the Texas and Louisiana border. It started early Saturday morning when Louisiana state troopers spotted a truck towing a stolen trailer. The driver crossed into Texas westbound on I-20, where police spiked his tires just west of Wascom. The driver, whose name has not been released, had warrants from several states and showed a weapon from the truck. After hours of negotiation, the suspect surrendered without incident.
Louisiana State Police have had their negotiations team here, as well as our negotiations team. The man was given an order and a command to get out of the vehicle and leave the weapon in the vehicle. So he did. He complied.
The Harrison County Sheriff's Office says it ended safely with no shots fired and no one was hurt. Hey Jessica, I got my blue on. I know that we've got some rain coming up. What are we looking at?
Well, we're looking at the next weather maker, and if you like the rain, you're in luck because it's going to be here with us for a while. We're going to have a stalled front in the area. That's going to cause on and off rain and storms, and some of that could begin today. So let's take a look again at satellite and radar right now, and some of the rain is forming over near Dallas, back down towards Houston, but this will be slowly moving to the east. Excuse me. And we'll see more rain here across the Arklatex, likely by the late afternoon hours. I'll track that out with Future Track, but want you to know if you're headed off to work or church out right now this morning, it's going to be dry for the morning hours. Here's a look at Future Track. We're looking at cloudier skies than yesterday, but still dry weather for right now. Fast forwarding to around 11 o'clock, maybe about to head out for an early lunch. By noon, we're still tracking dry weather here, but if I continue to fast forward until around 4 o'clock this afternoon, we could see some heavier showers developing along East Texas up towards McCurtain County. Could get some heavier rain as well, and this will continue moving east throughout the evening hours. So around 9-10 we could see those showers near northwest Louisiana up towards Arkansas, but around 11 o'clock things start to really dry out for now. And then Monday morning, some models are hinting at a little bit more rain along the I-30 corridor, but overall, I'm expecting there to be some showers across the Arklatex for Monday morning. I don't think everyone will get in on the rain, but there will be some heavy downpours as some gets ready for work. Fast forwarding to around 11 o'clock that evening, some more heavier showers and storms along I-30 and I-20 and southward. We'll continue to see this rain move in and out as we go throughout the evening hours, and again, it'll be on and off, and we'll get a break, and then the next day it'll return again. Here's a look at tomorrow's severe weather threat. A marginal risk out there, mainly for most of the Arklatex. However, this is a level 1 out of 5. Main threats that we'll be watching out for will be for damaging wind as well as hail and maybe an isolated event of the two. Otherwise, though, still looking good for today and tomorrow. This is supposed to be a look out of one of our NSU sky cams showing the cloudy skies, but it's not working here. So we'll just advance to the current temperatures. It's 64 right now in Idabel, 65 in DeQueen. So if you're headed out, you won't need any long sleeves or anything. Feeling very comfortable out there right now. It's 65 in Marshall, 69 already in Shreveport. We're almost at 70 already. That's crazy. 68 in Mansfield, 63 over in Natchitoches. Currently, the next couple of hours, temperatures, as you see, are quickly warming up already. We'll be in the mid to upper 70s by the late morning hours, low 80s this afternoon with winds increasing out of the south-southeast at around 10 to 15 miles per hour. Your 7-day forecast shows that the low to mid 80s for the rest of the work week, about a daily chance for rain and storms are around 40% as well. Morning temperatures as you head out the door for the work week will be in the upper 60s. I'll have another look at your forecast and the rain for the work week up in just a moment. Destiny?
If you want to get out and enjoy the weather before the rain, Cross Lake is back open for boaters. The lake was temporarily closed last week because of high water levels from all the rain that we had. The Shreveport Volunteer Network traveled to Hall Summit this weekend, an area stuck with major damage after storms blew through the area earlier this week.
Past few days have been very, very busy. A lot of prayer, a lot of effort trying to get things back cleaned up and back to normal. Making sure all the members are safe and have all the necessities that they need.
The pastor says there was a lot of damage, but he's thankful that everyone is still alive. May says it's time to update some of the aging infrastructure in Louisiana. Louisiana received a D+ on its infrastructure report card from the White House. According to the DOTD, 135 bridges are closed across the state due to unsafe conditions. Hundreds of others received poor ratings from the Federal Department of Transportation. And the DOTD Secretary Sean Wilson says it's time for lawmakers to step up.
When you get a state like Louisiana that's got nearly 13,000 bridges and you haven't adjusted your revenue stream, you're going to have unmet needs and delays.
Wilson says bridges are inspected for structural deficiencies once every 2 years. And barges are flowing again along the Mississippi River. All traffic was shut down this week after a crack was discovered on the bridge linking Little Rock and Memphis. As Michael George reports, it raises new concerns about the nation's infrastructure.
The Hernando de Soto Bridge, part of Interstate 40 from Little Rock into Memphis, is still shut down to traffic. This week, Arkansas Department of Transportation inspectors saw a steel beam cracked all the way through, one that's crucial to the bridge's integrity. This main artery for exports along the Mississippi had river traffic stopped for 3 days.
They're enormous pieces of the economy, and they're just critical for everyday life.
Professor Rick Geddes is the founding director of the Cornell University program in infrastructure policy.
So it's much more cost effective to do maintenance on the proper regular schedule than it is to defer it, because then you might have to tear out the whole road or tear out the whole bridge.
Infrastructure is the foundation of our country. This bridge was built back in 1901 and is owned by New York City. The State Highway Department data classifies its status as poor. The White House has pushed a $2 trillion infrastructure plan to fix roads and bridges. President Biden signaled he may have to compromise after Republican senators told him this week they want an infrastructure bill spending just 1/3 of that amount.
They're sincere about it, and so am I. And what we're going to try to do is figure out what we can agree constitutes infrastructure.
People don't need to be terrorized or nervous when they cross a bridge. Our infrastructure is safe, but I think you're going to see more of these maintenance problems cropping up where they just shut the facility down, imposing enormous costs on motorists and shipping companies.
So when it comes to infrastructure, it'll be pay now or pay later. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Full Court Press with Greta Van Susteren airs later today on KSLA. Here's Greta with a sneak peek of this week's show.
Today on Full Court Press, we speak to Republican South Dakota Senator Mike Rounds.
I will tell you that I respect Representative Cheney. I respect her point of view, but I also recognize that the House of Representatives has the the ability to choose their own leadership, and they get to live with that. Founding fathers, when they created the house, they said it was going to be the place where the emotions would run wild. Emotions are running wild. At some point, I think it'll cool off.
Meteorologist Jessica Moore.
Well, welcome back, everyone. We're taking another look at our weather. We'll have an unsettled pattern as we go throughout the entire work week. So if you haven't enjoyed the dry weather yet, do it before this early afternoon, evening hours, because after today, we'll have more rounds of rain on Tuesday as well as Wednesday. Here's a look at Wednesday morning through the morning hours. Some heavy rain will be possible as we get started on our commute to work. And then again, still some rain lingering around for Wednesday evening, and then more rain possible for Thursday. They're kind of going back and forth on how much rain we'll see on Thursday afternoon, but still fairly great chances on your Thursday for seeing some showers. Friday so far looking on the drier end, but we'll keep an eye out for it again. A lot of rain from about later on today throughout the rest of the work week. By the end of it, we'll pick up possibly 4 to 6 inches, even maybe more isolated heavier amounts along I-30 and northward areas. To the south, 2 to 3 inches, and here in purple that includes parts of Sabine and Natchitoches as well as Bienville and Claiborne Parish. Around 1 to 2 inches of rain will be possible. Again, later this afternoon, could see this start to move into the Arklatex as early as 3 o'clock this afternoon, and as late as around 5 and 6. You will see a mix of some light to even heavier showers work their way into the Arklatex today. Today, not any severe weather really expected for today. Tomorrow, it'll be possible, but still on the low end. I'll take another look at your forecast and your 12-day forecast coming up in just a moment.
Schools should keep using their masks until the end of the school year. That's the latest guidance from the CDC. Even though fully vaccinated people are no longer required to wear masks, all students won't be fully vaccinated by the end of the academic year. Plus, children under the age of 12 aren't yet eligible to receive a COVID-19 vaccine in the United States. And Walmart says vaccinated shoppers can go maskless immediately. Vaccinated workers can stop wearing them on Tuesday unless state or local laws say otherwise. As an incentive, Walmart says it's offering workers $75 if they prove they've been vaccinated. The retail giant says shoppers will not be asked if they've gotten a vaccine. LSU Health is offering vaccines this week for everyone ages 12 and up. Tuesday afternoon, Kingdom Life Church in Camp D is offering the Pfizer vaccine. Wednesday, you can get the Johnson & Johnson shot at the Providence House. And as always, you can get your shot at the former Chevyland dealership on Linwood from 10 until 6, Monday through Friday. All 3 vaccines are being offered, and you can find the full list of locations on our website. There's more money on the way for many families thanks to the federal child tax credit. Instead of receiving $2,000 for your children under the age of 17, you'll now receive $3,000. Advocates say this is the kind of help many families need right now.
The increase in the child tax credit at the federal level is going to be one of the biggest dents in poverty alleviation for children that we've seen in decades.
This is all coming into focus now because Monday is the national tax filing deadline. And as the deadline approaches, there is a little bit of confusion on when your tax day is. Well, this depends on where you live. The IRS extended the national tax deadline until May 17th due to COVID-19. In Arkansans, your tax date is this Monday. But due to the winter storm back in February, taxpayers in Texas, along with those in Louisiana and Oklahoma, will have until June 15th to file. 1 million more Americans can expect additional COVID-19 relief checks. Those include individuals or households that didn't qualify for a stimulus check based on their 2019 income or got less than they were due. The so-called plus-up payments apply to those whose 2020 income was significantly less than what they had in 2019. Also eligible are parents who had a child or added a dependent between 2019 and 2020. Some East Texas 5th graders are changing the lives of people on the other side of the globe. KSLA News 12's Kristen Picos traveled to Longview to speak with those inspiring students and to learn more about the difference that they're making.
Well, if this story doesn't make your heart swell, I don't know what will, frankly. Students here at Hudson Pep Elementary read a novel called A Long Walk to Water. And in short, it's a New York Times bestseller that highlights the struggle that many people in Africa face accessing clean water, something that many of us simply take for granted. Well, these students were so moved and so inspired by this book that they knew they had to make a difference. So what did they do? They raised thousands of dollars on their own over a number of months to actually create and fund a clean drinking well in a village in Uganda. That's over in East Africa. Take a look at this video right here. This is actually that well that these students helped fund and ultimately establish. Now you might be wondering how these students ultimately raised this money. They worked with a local organization called We Help Too, which essentially helps facilitate fundraisers. And they sold socks and soap. Interesting combination, I know, but they raised thousands of dollars. They also held a penny war as well to raise this money. Now, I had the opportunity to speak with both the students as well as the teacher who were spearheading this operation. And the teacher tells me that this was an awesome experience for these students to see a project from beginning to end.
Really, I felt like this was a good way to present a problem and then for them to be the problem solvers. And they had to think through this whole process. The penny wars, they went around every afternoon and collected all those coins from the classes. They would come back into the classrooms. We would dump all the money out and count it all.
Now you might be wondering, well, what's next for these young and inspiring students? They tell me they hope to continue making a difference in changing people's lives right here in Longview and around the world. Guys, back to you.
Well, Christian said that it should make your heart swell. I know it definitely made mine. I'm always happy to hear some good news out of the Arklatex.
Absolutely, and to be a part of something like, in school and something that you'll probably remember, I mean, when they're our age in a couple of years. But no, that's very inspiring and a good way to teach kids to get up to, get into
and
helping
fundraise
others.
Like that takes some preparation.
Oh yes, I remember my days of fundraising, and I mean they were able to raise so much money, so congrats to them. We are really proud to hear that story for sure. Here's a look at your 12-day forecast. Get the rain gear out, keep it out, because we are still tracking a wet, soggy work week here. On and off rain and storms for the Arklatex will continue. We could again see some rain by late this afternoon into the early evening hours. Temperatures today and through around Thursday will stay around the low to mid 80s, and then we'll be in the mid 80s for sure for Friday and Saturday, with still a 40% chance of rain. And then as we expand your forecast, we're looking at the rest of the work week. Temperatures in the 80s. Could see some more rain and storms popping up later on this month. We'll keep you updated though. Destiny?
A 92-year-old man in Wisconsin has just earned his high school diploma. Jim Hergis enrolled in high school in 1945, but he left to work in his family's construction business. 6 years later, he was drafted into the Korean War and served 2 years before returning home. He had a successful career, but he never earned that high school diploma until now.
Congratulations. Thank you so much for everything you have done for your family, for our community, for our country.
Thank you.
And this is yours, sir.
Oh, I'll be darned. Oh, look at that, huh? Look at that.
So cute. Hergis has 6 children, 15 grandkids, and 10 great-grandkids who are all very proud of him. I'm sure of it. And we are celebrating our 2021 high school and college graduates. We love highlighting them. Love having you guys send in your pictures to KSLA.com. So we're going to highlight a few of them right now. This right here is Journey Nicole Roberson out of Natchitoches Central High School. Congratulations to you. And we also have Penny West from Houghton High School. She's also a 2021 graduate. And we've got Destiny Darnell. She spells her name like me. So shout out to you, Destiny. She's a 2021 graduate from Captain Shreve High School. Congratulations to you as well. And I see we got the National Honor Society in there too. So congratulations on that. And we have Joshua Young from Captain Shreve. Congratulations. And we've got Jathan Ross from Evangel Christian Academy, and you are also a 2021 graduate. Thanks so much for watching.